Good morning. It's Monday and it's Mental Health Awareness Month. I love Mental Health Awareness Month because it gives me a chance to talk about some things that are important to me and maybe help some people who are important to me. I am a fitness instructor, amongst other things, but fitness has been a very important part of my life for a long time. And the reason is, in my early 20s, my medical doctor, my PCP, saw signs of depression and anxiety and suggested that I have a regular exercise routine. And he told me, if you exercise at least 5 days a week, your body will produce happy hormones for you, and it will help to relieve the internal stress that you have that's causing this anxiety and depression. And I looked at him and I was like, listen, I am not stressed, okay? I'm too blessed to be stressed. Like, I was feeling all the things, right? I said, I'm not stressed. I feel fine. He was like, well, stress is not how you feel. Stress is your body's response and your mind's response to your environment, with which you have no control a lot of times. And I was like, this dude think he's smarter than me. Well, I listened. And I began a regular exercise regimen. And just as he said, it was like the cobwebs were cleared out. Like this web that had been formed inside of me every time I did a good workout, got my heart rate up, I would think clearer. I would be able to breathe better. I would have better thoughts, be more productive. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is magic. So I kept at it, and it got to a point where I couldn't not work out. And I'm still like that to this day, I guess 25 years ago. But I also got to a point where I would go to the gym and I would not see anyone that looked like me in the gym. And it caused me to have a desire to inspire other folks to develop a regular exercise routine. But mostly I knew that this was something that I had to continue, whether other people came along with me or not. It was for my mental health and then also for my physical health. So, anywho, off of the fitness tip, I want to talk about something that's been swirling a lot lately. And I get a lot of phone calls and texts of different things, people asking me questions about just managing life, especially raising children or balancing, work-life balance, all that kind of stuff. And something that has been coming up lately has been, hey, I am feeling overwhelmed. I have a busy mind that won't stop. Or they're describing their kids as, super busy, can't sit down. And I can relate to that because growing up, I thought my middle name was go sit down somewhere, because that is what my parents used to always have to tell me, because I was nonstop. And as I have gone through the years, the decades, I have been the same nonstop person. I like to juggle a lot of different hobbies and activities. I'm really good at a lot of things, which used to bother me until I started therapy almost 20 years ago and learned that that's okay. It's a part of how my brain operates. And as I got older, the inevitable started to take place, which is aging. Sorry it's so loud. I'm in this like city, this part of the city, it's kind of loud. Anyway, I started aging, and whereas my body used to keep up with my mind and all of its comings and goings and exciting things and desires that I had, then I started to develop aches and pains, or my schedule would not align to my busyness, and I started getting injured. I've had more injuries than I want to discuss, and most of them have been related to just the excitement that's in my head and the busyness that keeps me going, right? So I had to go back to my doctor in my early 40s and say, listen, my mind, it is really busy. And he said to me, yeah, it's always been busy, because I've had the same doctor since I was in my early 20s. He's like, yep, it's busy, all right. And I said, but now I'm starting to get injured. I hurt my shoulder, I hurt my hip, hurt my hand, I broke a finger, and these are all happening later in life, where it's harder to recover and heal when you're in your late 30s and you break your finger. It's like, what? So he said, you know what? I see signs, and I won't give you a formal diagnosis, but I feel like I can help you, if you agree, with a little medication to help slow your mind down. Without giving all my business out in the street, which I don't mind doing if you come to me personally and we talk. But he suggested a medication that has really improved my quality of life. I am so grateful. First of all, I was scared, okay? Before I get to grateful, I was afraid to take it because I always hear, it's loud. I always hear our people being worried about medicine and big pharma and all these things, and we're not allowing medicine to do its job, where it could be the healing that you need. It could give you the better quality of life that you desire. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes my busyness would result in me rearranging furniture that was too heavy for me to lift, but my mind was telling me, hey, let's do this. We gotta change some things up. Or I would rearrange my husband's office, my kids' bedrooms, all these things without talking to them, without consulting with my family. I got teenagers, y'all. I can't just be going in there rearranging their stuff. And so when I was talking to my therapist, she was like, well, you have this strong desire to move because your mind is busy. So if you need to move furniture, just do it in the spaces that only impact you. So I have an office, I have a bedroom, I have the living room. I had several rooms that I could work with. So when I got to get that energy out, I would go in those spaces, and the kitchen and the outside, the yard. So I started doing that before taking the medication, and it helped a little bit, but it didn't make it really slow down or go away. It just kind of made it increase, if I'm honest. I was like, ooh, that felt good. Let's go rearrange something else. So back to the doctor. He suggested this pill, which for me is more like a supplement. Shoot. And it has really helped. When I was younger and I could do a lot of athletic things and a lot of movement and a lot of all blah 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 that I used to do, I believe my body could keep up with my mind. But now that, things have changed, my priorities are different. I still move, I still exercise, but I'm not running a half mile every day like I used to when I was younger. I'm not going to track practice and cheerleading practice and all those things. Now I have to make time to exercise. It doesn't always happen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So my point really in sharing about medication is to try to do my part in breaking the stigma around medication and encourage you to be your own advocate. Talk to people who may be on a medication for mental health. Talk to your doctor, ask a lot of questions, read up on it, watch YouTube videos about it. Do your due diligence.